I was just sitting here and listening to this mantra that I've put on, and I was doing my yoga practice, and then something was just like, just come up here. This is exactly what the root issue is the wound that needs to be healed, is this analysis paralysis that stems from your parents, and it goes beyond them, right? So in life, we have this thing as if there's certain conditioning that goes to there is a right way to do it. So we don't necessarily leave a lot of room for mistakes and failure, which is an opportunity to learn better. That's all that actually means. But when you come from a mentality or a space that says you have to do things right, and we come from spaces where, you know, where it would be said you come from sin, like you're born from sin, like you're wrong. So you build that mentality and you project it into the rest of your life. So if we start off beyond our parents, it goes into their parents, because then they are projecting and creating from a state of what they know, and then trying to adapt what they are knowing, right? Because there's that learning experience through every opportunity. And when it comes to discipline, and then discipline and satisfaction, right? The discipline towards the child, the satisfaction towards the parent, that this is the right way, and this is the right way in which to do things. Usually when that relationship comes through, the one who's being disciplined and the one who's disciplining doesn't explain why this is happening, right? Usually, I'm generalizing, of course. So then this leads into that fear that there's this right thing to do, but no one's explaining to you what to really do, right? And why you need to do it. There's always a cause and an effect. The two are in relationship. What you intend comes out, and then there's unintended consequences. Now you need to know how to learn from those unintended consequences and what information it has actually given you to move forward with, right? So now you start going into this analysis paralysis, where there's either a right way to do things and then there's a wrong way to do things. It doesn't leave room for mistakes to learn and to create an opportunity to do better than you did before. So then what that does is, specifically also if you have like siblings, then you get compared to one another. And then we have these schooling systems which have competition. We have adult systems which have competition. So everything is boiled on competition. Now, the root word of competition is to be with one another. I have to actually just Google this. I have to Google this one quickly. Just because I forgot to know. But there's a root of competition. Because, for me, competition, meaning, for me, it's so important to understand what association, when we're connecting and we're in conversation, what word association are we connecting to? So competition, striving, or to gain. Okay, this is about defense, defeating, and establishing superiority. Okay, let me actually give that example too. Competition is the activity or condition of striving to gain or win something by defeating or establishing superiority over it. So there's a lot of times where we're in that sort of state of mind versus there's another beautiful way. Hold on. So of course, when I needed it, I can't find it now. But that one that I explained in the beginning about that sense of rivalry, to compete against one another and to be in competition is to be in support, is to gain together, to support together, to move in unison. When what is actually happening is there's a moving against the flow of support, right? So then we constantly seeking for this better or worse than, and then we can't create just to create. We can't be just to be. We have to do because of, right? So it's this analysis paralysis energy that makes us fear, because now there's trauma in the body. Now there's trauma in the body of remembering that when you didn't get things right when you were young, things happened to you, things were done to you, whether it was through silence, or whether it was through verbal or physical abuse. There was always something that happened through a reaction from a parent that created a trauma. Trauma is your lack of response or the way in which you responded, that knee-jerk reaction. And that is taken over from the first 7 years of your life, right? Because you don't necessarily have a lot of words to be able to elaborate what you're feeling. So you tend to go monkey see, monkey do. You see what the people who are your caretakers, what they are doing, and you're interpreting that. So your association is not through words, it's through seeing in action. So that's why some people will go, don't do what I say, not what I do. So they understand that the doing and the talking doesn't, connect. So if you find yourself in this analysis paralysis, and I was just like thinking, and my mind is just going just on and on and on. And it was just like, get into your body. Get into your body. This was a very strong message. Get into your body. Connect with your breath. Move the body. If you look at kids, their way of healing and feeling safe is through using their voice, and it's through moving. And they naturally know that when there's a agitation or tension that is building up, they understand that they need to move it. But when a parent is stopping them from using their voice or from moving, it suppresses that in the body. And then the reaction becomes frustration. These traumatic responses that kids have, because they can't use their words. Remember, what they're doing is they're seeing what they're learning. And then we become these adults that are learning these things and trying to interpret, oh, this is the root of what this issue is. It comes from a lack of safety. So when you're analyzing things, it's because you do not feel safe, or you didn't have an environment where there was a lot of safety, right? And I've heard this many times before. As empathetic beings, you will tend to always try keep yourself safe by studying what is not safe, right? But there comes a point where we not only have to understand that there is no right decision for all of us, and there is no wrong decision for all of us, because everything is circumstantial. You can take one thing and say, is it right to do this in this situation? And then what about in this situation? Sometimes you'll find that the two aren't the same, but the one would be right and then the one would be wrong in a certain situation. I don't want to use examples, but it just felt like some of you already know, you take something and go, if this happened in this case and I was defending myself, that would be deemed right. And if someone else needed to defend themselves, then that would be deemed wrong. You'll catch whatever you need to catch from what I'm dropping. And it was just this message that came through too, to get into your body, move in any way or form, dance, sing, use sound, use vibration, because that movement and that sound get you into the state, like recalibrating your body into a state of oneness again. I don't know where this is supposed to go, but I do know that this message needed to be heard, not only for myself, but someone out there too. So there's a lot to talk further around failure, allowing yourself to make mistakes, allowing yourself to set your boundaries so that you can feel safe again, using movement, using sound to let that tension that is building up in the body, like, get you back into the state of oneness. And with our lifestyles that we have now, we've forgotten oh man, we've forgotten the cultural essence of our being. The human beingness is being through doing, but not doing through being. And actually, you can do through being. You can. So the two work together for sure. I don't know. Someone needed to hear this. I'll just encourage you to move and breathe and make a choice, and the path will open up. You'll figure it out as you go, as you move, as you breathe, as you make sound. Frustration. Sound. Let the body come into, I'm here. Tell yourself, I'm here in this room. Safety, because now no one's telling you and walking you through the room and going, you are here now, like a tour guide or something. You got to tell yourself, I'm here. I'm in my body. I'm standing on the ground. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm doing this, so that you can tell yourself, and that's part of like your reparenting, I guess. I don't know, someone's going to take something from this. I definitely received what I needed to from this, and it's definitely something bubbling with this information and the analysis paralysis. Just know that you're going to be okay. We are going to be okay. Breath, movement, sound, touch, get into that, like vibration, create, get into creation. That's what's coming through. So maybe someone's quite artistic. Get into that creation. Use your hands. Put your hands in the mud. Go play, go move, go explore, sing, dance, do things that make you feel alive again. Just do things that make you feel alive again. Yeah.